Welcome to Chasing Winners. Peter O'Neill, David Shortte and Jesse Earnshaw are about to join you to preview the meeting from Mandurah in the Peel tonight. They will also look in depth at the meeting from Cannington tomorrow night. The boys will also be joined by Ryan Levitsky, who will provide his best over the 2 nights of chasing. Let the chase begin.
Very good morning, everyone, and welcome along to Chasing Winners. Big weekend of greyhound racing ahead of us, and a massive night tonight with the final of the heats, at least, of the Mandurah Cup. And this race has had some absolute superstars that have won this over the years, including the great and Hall of Famer Sandy's Mum back in 1991 was successful. The first ever winner was Hunt's Reject back in 1979 when we started racing at the Mandurah track. Regimite was successful back in 1999. We had greyhounds of the likes of Saving Bundles, Tiamo back in the early 2012-13 era, Astrazone and Bundles Galore, Naughty Gun, Destruction, Vice Grip, and last year Hinto was successful. As we are about to have a look at the program tonight at Mandurah and also tomorrow night. As I say, very good morning to David Shortte and Jesse Earnshaw. First of all, Shorty, how are you?
I'm really well, thank you, Pete. Good morning to yourself. Jesse, everyone tuned in to Chasing Winners. Gee, you've certainly got the memory going there, Pete, bringing back some wonderful memories from years gone by. Tiamo was a wonderful performer on the track, but of course has gone on to be one of the great producers WA has ever had. And in more recent times, Vice Grip, what an absolute champion he was for Adam Smithson. He dominated WA racing for a good 18-month period there, Vice Grip. He was such a competitive dog, variety of distances, different tracks. He was just the ultimate pro.
Certainly was. I'll get you just to wipe that jam off the side of your mouth from the donuts that Jesse brought in, and we're about to welcome in Jesse Earnshaw.
He's run 29.7 at Cannington, so he's got a motor. He's coming in pretty underdone here off some interstate form, so it's probably more of a watch and see. I didn't mind Cherry Blue from the wide draw.
Imperial Sash in full flight, out by 5 Sunset Viper, then followed by Loki Hawk in the straight. Imperial Sash, thanks for the tip, Jesse, wins by 2.
If he comes out and wins Imperial Sash, I'll be replaying what you said this morning.
I'll bring in jam donuts, Pete.
Underdone, put the slows on, 3s into 2:30. Thanks for the donuts, Jesse. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Pete. This is the first time we've ever seen Mandurah trials cancelled because they had too many trials. Otherwise, I definitely would have brought the donuts, maybe for myself more than you guys, but I would have had them.
Well,
what did your dad say last week, first of all?
He was very impressed with the run. He thought it was never going to get beat, Pete. I've gone out there and said it's not a certainty. But in fairness, Pete, the dog only ran 22.3 and only won by 2 lengths. So it didn't win like a $2 favourite. So maybe that's some consolation prize to myself.
That was the most impressive thing for me, Shorty, is the fact that he was backed off the boards.
Absolutely. Yeah, they knew what they were doing. No doubt about that, Pete. And they got the money. That's the main thing. I will say, and I'm not sure, he's probably not listening, but Terry is one of the best trainers in the business when it comes to having dogs cherry ripe and knowing that it's not a bad night to have a bear, and it's a wonderful attribute to have from an owner's perspective. I've been lucky enough to have a couple of dogs with Terry over the years, and he always let you know when it was time to get involved and have a bet. And when you're paying the bills, it's great to know when it is a good night to play. So good on you, Terry. Just keep kicking goals, and we'll maybe come to you direct heading forward for the mail on some of these dogs that are arriving fresh.
That's definitely a smarter move. But
So we're only joking as well, Jesse. But we'll make sure that you do bring in the donuts next week. What did you make of the news coming out yesterday that they're with the new Q track that's going to be open early next year up in Queensland? We're going to have they are going to have 10-dog racing up the straight.
That's phenomenal, Pete, to be honest, at a time where some states are rolling the other way and reducing numbers. I like it personally. I think as long as it's a big, roomy circuit and they're all in a straight line, there's potentially not going to be a truckload of interference in the races. And as we know, it's often going around the corners at speed that can cause some external pressure on dogs. So, look, I think it's going to make for some big pools. It's going to make for some really healthy trifecta and first four dividends on the way through. It's going to make some really healthy place prices as well, you'd think, for different races on the way through. I would be staggered if it doesn't prove really popular.
Looking forward to it.
It's going to be difficult to call races, isn't it? 10 dogs up a straight, which is already hard enough. 19 seconds.
Yeah, often only 300 or 350 metres, so you'll certainly you'll have to put in for a bit of
I think they said it's going to only be the 350-metre start. The 300 start will still stick to the traditional 8 dogs.
Okay. I think it's something new. And, Pete, I'll never, ever have a crack at people that are trying something different for the betterment of the sport. And obviously at a time where everybody's looking for new ways to improve turnover and increase what we can give back to the industry, if this is something that the punters warm to, then I'm sure everybody in the Queensland industry will be delighted long term.
Yeah, I think it's great. Now let's get into this program tonight. We've got lots to get through with a big 13-race program tomorrow night again. No market up for the first. It's over the 300 metres. Jesse?
I'll go 6-3-5-8, 6 Kenya Tilly on top here, dropping back from the 300. Form over the 400 was pretty good in this sort of company. Was a winner in 22.48 in the past in grade 6 company, so I think can get the job done here. From 3 Kenya Ramesses, 5 Emi Nakayama and 8 Bodacious Bow, 6-3-5-8 in the first.
Yeah, pretty challenging way to kick off the program for tonight. I've ended up going with the same dog on top, Kenya Tilly. Just class-wise, it looks pretty well placed here. If it can get the start right, it'll be strong to the line. From number 8, Bodacious Bow, recent form doesn't look great on paper, but in this sort of grade, I would expect that Bodacious Bow can improve pretty sharply. I'll include number 3, Kenya Ramesses, who was a nice performance last time out for Brett Magsgalides. I think that if the dog can get the start right here and not trail by too far early doors, it can certainly play a part. And I'll include the 5 there, Emi Nakayama. On the Jet Set a few weeks ago, we did get some mail from Graham that the dog had been trialling quite well. So in grade 6 company, you'd think it's just a matter of time before it jumps somewhere near them one night. And if it can sort of run to what it's been trialling, it can trim up its PB by a few lengths. So we'll throw it in at odds, 6, 8, 3, 5.
I'll go 3, 6, 5 and 8, 3 Kenya Ramesses on top in the opening event on the program. Tough way to start tonight's card. The scratchings are through from Samara in race number 4. Scratch number 3 in girl. Where are we? Race 4.
No, not Chloe Ant, is it?
That can't be right. That's.
I hope not. I had it marked as one of my best of the night, Pete.
Okay, let me.
Please tell me it's not 4-3.
Yeah, no. Okay, disregard that. Their time changes for Saturday. Okay, disregard that. I jumped the gun.
Okay.
I hope anyway. Let's go to race number 2 on the program. We're waiting for the markets to be set up as well. Charlie's Harley I'm putting on top for Glenn Price. Nice winner last week, I thought, Shorty. The time was good. Number 4, Turk's Dream. You can certainly play a part in a race like this, dropping back in grade. 6, Kiss Me Gypsy, and number 1, Miss Magnificent, 3, 4, 6, 1. I'll go in race number 2.
Yeah, Charlie's Harley was good last week. Had box 1 in a mixed grade 5 and 6. Just goes up half a grade here and moves to box number 3. That's why I've gone with number 4 here, Turk's Dream. Just really consistent, reliable dog. Only 4 starts ago, this dog was going around in free-for-all company and was beaten less than 3 lengths behind Ruby's Rocket. That's really good form for a race at this grade, and I would expect that we can see a nice run from number 4, Turk's Dream. From number 3, Charlie's Harley, as we just touched on, the run last week was excellent. If it steps tonight and can be right up there on the speed, you'd expect it to play a part. Number 6, Kiss Me Gypsy, continues to race well for Kelly Buckwell. Then I didn't have much between 5, Mary Samsonite, who's been beginning faultlessly in recent times, and number 2, Cisco Ripple. I'll go 4, 3, 6 and 5.
I'll go 4, 3, 2, 8 with Turk's Dream on top as well, dropping out of free-for-all company back down to a mixed, in fact, a straight 5 here. Now, loves box 4, 9 starts for 5 wins, wearing the blue rug, and I think can get the job done. From 3, Charlie's Harley, 2, Cisco Ripple, and 8, Bobo Bullet. 4, 3, 2, 8, race 2.
Let's go to race number 3 over the 400 metres. This is a little bit stronger race. Shorty, which way are you going?
It is, Pete. I've gone 6, 4, 3 and 2 here. It's not the deepest of races, to be honest with you, and I don't think they're going to have to run crazy time to be winning this particular event. Accordingly, I've gone with the dog that's probably of the field. It's got a fair bit of upside, Seahorn. It's only had the 5 career starts. It's won 2 of them. It's been placed at another 2 occasions. It hasn't run the hands off the clock, it's fair to say. Best of 22.75 to this stage, but when you have a look at the opposition, there's nothing there that has done anything too crazy time-wise either. So happy enough to stick with number 6, Seahorn, to continue to improve in good hands with Steve Withers. From number 4, Power Forward for Ben McLean. This greyhound was a good placing a couple of starts ago. It hasn't had a lot of luck. I wouldn't be surprised to see it jump somewhere near them here, and in that capacity could be right there in the mix. 3 Luxio Waves been placed, 3 of its last 4 must include 4 the novelties, and 2 Drifter, 6, 4, 3, 2.
I'll go 6, 3, 4 and 1 with 6 Seahorn on top. From number 3 Luxio Wave, who runs a stack of placings. 4 Power Forward can land a prominent position here, and for 4th I'll throw in 1 Fernando Fun. 6, 3, 4, 1 race 3.
Yeah, very similar for me as well. 6, 3, 4 and 8 Seahorn on top for Steve Withers to win the 3rd. Race number 4 on the program, Chloe Ant, a greyhound who's been knocking on the door for Enzo Credelli. Has been placed at 4 of 5 over the trip. I'm going to be putting her on top over the 6.52. To defeat number 7, Dusty Deluxe, a greyhound that's bred to be a star. Is yet to win in 5 starts over the distance. Number 8, Ruthless Tiger, can improve on the first up effort, although drawn wide. And at number 5, Hippie Trail, a greyhound who I was surprised to see win last week. It was only a small field, so helped. But another one who's bred in the purple, 3, 7, 8, 5, Shorty.
Yeah, I think it's been a while coming, that particular victory too for Hippie Trail. They've been very patient. At start number 47 last week, brought up its 2nd victory, but certainly paid its way with 24 placings to go with those 2 victories. The inside draw was key for it last week, and I thought that the win was solid, but the time, 37.56, might have to go a touch quicker tonight to be winning this race. I'm really keen on Chloe Ant here on the downgrade, a greyhound that's been racing against our very best stayers. You have a look at its last 5 runs. They've been behind All About Cole, West on Booney, Miss Ronnie Mack twice, and Penny Magic. They all go around in the city free-for-all each week, those dogs, and Chloe Ant finds itself back here in a mixed grade 3 and 4 over 6.52 against, no disrespect to the opposition, but none of the opponents other than probably Blessed Dole, who finds itself in those races from time to time, are regulars in that sort of company. So I think Chloe Ant really does look to be its opportunity. It's raced well at the track. It's yet to win after 5 attempts, but there are 3 seconds and a third there, and that performance last week behind All About Cole running 37.41. Something similar here. I think Chloe Ant will get the job done. From number 8, Ruthless Tiger, Tim Gummo doing a good job with his dog. It's been very consistent at hitting the frame. Number 5 in Hippie Trail, off that win last week, should go in with confidence tonight. Then I didn't have much between 1 Blessed Dole and 4 Outmax. I'll just go with the more seasoned Blessed Dole, who'll be strong to the line. 3, 8, 5, 1.
I've gone 3, 5, 8 and 4. 3 Chloe Ant, I think, really should be winning this race. From number 5, Hippie Trail is a good last start winner, but may need to improve on the clock. For 3rd, 8 Ruthless Tiger will certainly improve after his first effort over the trip. And for 4th, I'll throw in 4 Outmax, who is a proven winner over 700 metres in the past. 3, 5, 8 and 4 in race number 4.
Okay, race number 5 is the first heat of the Group 2 Mandurah Cup. Just before we get to those, Andrew's put up the markets for the opening race. Kenya Tilly's opened at $2.75, Kenya Ramesses $2.90. Race 2, open market, Turk's Dream, $3 favourite. Race number 3, the favourite is with number 6, Seahorn at $2.60. And in race number 4, the market is not there just yet. Let's go to race number 5, first heat of the Mandurah Cup. This is an outstanding series. 4 heats, first 2 guaranteed to go through. And, the depth of these heats is probably one of the strongest that I have seen. We say it regularly, but this is one of the strongest Mandurah Cup series that I have seen. Barbecue Man, 340, 420 Sunset Pepe, and the Victorian Champagne Cuddle for Graham Jose, who's come back to WA and has firmed in from $6 into $4, well supported, Shorty.
Yeah, and you must respect that money and this man. Graham Jose is a wonderful trainer, has been a legend on the East Coast from the training ranks for a very long period of time, Pete. He definitely hasn't brought this dog across here for a look down at the Mandurah coastline. I can give you the tip right now. He's a very astute man in regards to the sort of dog that he needs to have to come across here. I'm sure there's a fair bit of improvement left on the clock from what we saw out of that trial. And the fact he's brought the dog here a week early to trial before going into a race series gives you a really good idea of what sort of trainer he is. He gives his dogs the very best possibility, and the money's been strong, 6 into $4. I thought all 4 of these heats tonight, I'm not going to lie to you, I reckon I knocked off close to a full packet of Nurofen trying to go through and work out what was going to happen in these races. They're all such high-quality dogs, Pete, and the point you just raised is 100% right. We've got young up-and-coming dogs, taking on seasoned campaigners, taking on a few dogs that are up from 400. So you've got... that normally in WA we have same sort of stuff from week to week, dogs going around at same tracks, similar distances. This series has thrown up dogs that have been racing at different tracks and different distances all thrown into the mix. So it's the ultimate challenge. In this race, with minimal confidence, I've gone 4 on top, Sunset Peppy. Just thought there was an opportunity here for Sunset Peppy with Bungee Man on the outside and potentially Wise Barra and Barbecue Man maybe just bumping a little. I thought Sunset Peppy might just get a few strides to muster, and in that scenario, this dog can break 27 seconds. It needs that run to happen for it early to win the race. It's not going to be the sort of dog that gets back and steams home all over the top. So I'm banking on Sunset Peppy getting it right. From number 3, Barbecue Man. Recent form at Northam's been elite against the very best sprinters here in WA. 2, Wise Barra, racing in a real purple patch of form for Chris Hulse. We know this dog likes to use a little bit of the track, but she's been beginning well and getting to where she wants to be in her races. If she steps, she could potentially hold them out, and from there would give plenty of cheek. I think the way I'm going to play this race, with so many winning opportunities within the race and a fair bit of early speed, I can see Bungee Man just missing it a little bit early and then just flopping across to the rail and hitting the line hard. And I think it's a great roving banker play to run 2nd, 3rd or 4th as one of the outsiders and jack up trifecta and first forward dividends. So that'll be my play on the race, just banking Bungee Man into 2nd, 3rd or 4th. And then 1 and 6 can't be left out. It's a really tough race. Tweak Freak's going to get that good run with Wise Barra moving up the track, and that money for Champagne Cuddle tells us that this dog's ready to go. So I didn't have too much between that half dozen, to be honest with you, Pete. And I just thought West On Boomer and Daddy's Girl may get left out there in a race where there's pace drawn inside. 4-3-2-5.
I'll go 3, 6, 8 and 1, trusting the experience of Barbecue Man and Open Class Company. Was a good second behind Malfetta Cruz last week. I think can really improve here. Second up at the track, second up in this preparation, I should say. Second, I'll go 6, Champagne Cuddle. A little bit worried with the West On Boomer drawn on his immediate outside. It was a really quick beginner. For third, number 8, Daddy's Girl, who's been racing really well at Northam of late. And for fourth, I'll throw in 1, Tweak Freak, who is one of those greyhounds that a change of scenery could really see her step and improve. She was a winner 2 back in 27.49. 3, 6, 8 and 1, race 5.
I'm going with the Victorian Champagne Cuddle. A greyhound who's won over $70,000 in stake money. Graham's been over here to WA before. He's raced greyhounds with Adam Smithson with success as well. I think that he's very smart. He's had a look at the track. Graham's done everything right, bringing him over a week, giving him time to settle in. He ran second and led behind Flying Zulu, going back 4 runs ago in a quick time at Sandown. I think he's a smart dog. Champagne Cuddle. 3, Barbecue Man, obviously the danger. Number 4, Sunset Pepe's been racing very well. And 2, Wise Barra. 6, 3, 4 and 2. Outstanding way to start off the Mandurah Cup. The scratchings are now through from Samara, so we don't have to panic anymore, Shorty. Reserves are out of races 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Go down to race number 9, scratch number 5, Cannon Stark. Race 10, 7, Cambos Jr. And the reserves out of race number 11. So thanks to Samara for sending that information through. Let's go to race number 6, second heat of the Mandurah Cup. Crumble Manelli, $3.30, offered early. Now into $2.40. Sunset Serengeti, $4.60 out to $6. And Uncle Tommy, $3.50 to $3.70. He was run down last start, Crumble Manelli. I was very impressed with Malfetta Cruz, who we'll get to shortly, coming up in another heat. But the fact that they sat so close to Crumble Manelli, he was always going to be in trouble. I'm going to put him on top, though. He's racing very well, ideally drawn in box number 1, where he's won 7 of 10. 7, Uncle Tommy, comes back from South Australia. I think this greyhound will certainly improve in the next couple of weeks. Number 2, Curo, and 4, Sunset Serengeti. 1, 7, 2 and 4 for me, Shorty.
This is another cracking race. This is one that did take me quite a while to really get my head around. So we've got Crumble Manelli rolling forward. Curo probably not likely to put pressure on it early. West on 80 and 3 likes to get up the track a little bit. Sunset Serengeti, I don't think will be there. The dog that can really, well, there's 3 dogs potentially that could all really be working hard across for Crumble Manelli early, and they are Curious Georgia, who's coming off some hot 400-metre runs and has been running some really good splits. Uncle Tommy, who we know at its best, it all bar led that national sprint final going back a couple of weeks ago. Very competitive, just needs a couple of steps to muster. And once it gets that, Uncle Tommy can really just put himself into a contest. An 8 rare speed, the draw's a killer and it's right up in grey, but it can show some zip. So if one of those takes on Crumble Manelli, there's a couple of dogs that really do appeal to me here. I've ended up going just at the price. I think Bezecchi's a really nice each-way play in this race. The dog has been, it's going to get back, and you're probably going to have to close your eyes and hope that when you open them that the dog's within 4 lengths of them down the back straight. But if it is, watch this dog charge to the line. It hasn't had much luck in recent times at Northern, but I think you'll find it's a much better Mandurah dog with the big open spaces than it is at the tighter circuit there at Northern. It's had 4 starts here, track and trip, for 3 wins and a second, and the times have been very good on the way through. It's not going to get it easy here. It's only had the 1 start from the draw. It was a winner on that occasion. One thing you know with Bezecchi, on an each-way basis, regardless of what happens up front, it's going to be smashing the line, and it's pretty likely that it'll run top 3 at the very least. So happy to be with 6 Bezecchi on an each-way basis. From number 7, Uncle Tommy. Uncle Tommy is a dual Group 1 winner. You don't get those credentials by chance. Number 1, Crumble Manelli. If it happens to pinch a break on them, it's likely to take a power of running down. And number 2, Curo, maps to get a lovely run here. It's another greyhound in this race. It's gone up a really nice price around that $5.50 mark. I see it's got as big as 8 and it's into $5.50. So plenty of map watchers have worked out that Curo is going to get that lovely run with West on Odie getting up the track for it. 6, 7, 1 and 2 in what is a magnificent affair.
I'll go 1, 2, 7 and 6, taking Crumble Manelli on a bit of trust. He was run down last week. That was in a smaller field, though. Comes in a box number 1 where he's got a terrific record. He's got a good record at the track. He's really quick out, so just relying on that early speed. This being a bend start, there might be a bit of trouble behind him, so hopefully he can get that break. So Crumble Manelli on top from 2, Curo. I think he's going to get a lovely run here. Was a good winner last start from a wide draw. Comes in a box number 2. Hasn't been blessed with these box draws of late. For 3rd, number 7 in Uncle Tommy. I think just awkwardly drawn there off the track with a lot of speed on his inside. And for 4th, I'll throw in 6, Bezecchi, who'll be getting back and running on. 1, 2, 7, 6, race 6.
Let's go to race number 7. What a heat this is. Sage Tennille, who won the national sprint 2 years ago. This year's winner, Miss Envy, drawn out in box number 7. Throw in the national distance finalist for WA, West on Booney. And then the run of Malfetta Cruz blew me away last week. 2 starts since Nick Minutillo's gone across overseas, and he'd be rapt watching from overseas to see his star greyhound, who's won over $108,000 in stake money, perform the way he does. If they had a market up at the moment for the Mandurah Cup final, Shortte, before these heat series, I think he'd be one of the favourites, and I think he's a real show here. He's currently at $3, $2.35 Miss Envy, and Sage Tennille at $3.70. I'm going Malfetta Cruz. I think that he can either settle right on the speed, and I wouldn't even be surprised to see him actually lead from this draw. Miss Envy's a very talented chaser. That was a brilliant win at Angle Park, and we've seen how good she is from a wide draw when she went up to Northern and defeated a smart field, including Barbecue Man in the WA Sprint Championship final. Number 1, Sage Tennille. I think she's ideally drawn, and while she drops back in distance, I think she can really play a part in the end. And 2, Sunset Hornet. 4, 7, 1 and 2, I'll go in the 3rd heat.
It took me a long time to work out which way I was going to flip or flop here, because I really didn't have much between Malfetta Cruz and Miss Envy. Malfetta Cruz has got the better times on the board, but Miss Envy's got a Group 1 title to its name now, and you only have to look back to what we saw from Miss Envy through that WA Sprint Championship Series at Northern, and she won me over through that series, to be honest. Her effort to be placed behind Barbecue Man after being poleaxed early, back to last, charged home to run 3rd, and then a week later from a wide draw, just sat camped on Firelighter, and 29.04 that's absolutely humming. Then went across to South Australia, trialled really quick, but then had all sorts of dramas with the flights that we only sort of found out about closer to the time. So she went into that final. We had an interview with Steve on the aftermath after the victory of Miss Envy, and he alluded to the fact that she wasn't anywhere near 100%, and she's still gone on to defeat some of Australia's best sprinters in that field. So I've got to give enormous respect to Miss Envy. I've got her on top by an absolute pimple from number 4, Malfetta Cruz, who Eric Campana, this dog, you know, it's not like it's turned up to his place in poor form, but 2 starts, 27.09, 26.93. Certainly not going backwards there, and it's a massive threat. If they happen to find each other and it gets jammy, Sage to Neil's flying. You don't run 36.53 if you're not travelling well. She's full of confidence. She's drawn her box. She's absolutely right in the mix. If anything goes wrong with those other two, Sage to Neil can be right there. And then I didn't have much between 2, 5 and 6. I'll be throwing them all in for my trifectas and first fours. Sunset Hornet's likely to be up on speed. Inside Scoops at 20-1. I really like this dog's run last start. It hit the line with gusto, and it's not far away from nicking a race at really big odds. And you can never leave out a Galaxy winner over a trip like this. If West On Booney's anywhere near them, you know it's going to be charging to the line. 7, 4, 1 and 2, but make sure you include the 5 and 6. It's going to be a wide night for novelties for yours truly.
I'm going to go with 7, Miss Envy on top. She was brilliant in Adelaide. Before then, she went 29.04, which is some half length off the Northern track record, which has stood for about nearly 10 years now. I think it was 2016 that was set. So she's in great form. She's only had 2 starts here at Mandurah, so I think she'll improve a lot on the clock from that 27-24 run when she won the West Chase final. For second, number 4, Molfetta Cruz has been in brilliant form and free-for-all company. The only knock I would say on that is they've all been in smaller fields. This is full field conditions here. For third, number 2, Sunset Hornet hasn't done anything wrong of late and will be on speed. And for fourth, I'll throw on 1, Sage to Neil off a good draw after breaking last week the 652-metre track record. 7, 4, 2 and 1, race 7.
Okay, so Miss Envy on top for you, and her brother has gone 26.98, and he's one of the favourites in the final heat. We see My Anarchy Boy 350 into 275. My Anarchy Boy, of course, Graham and Tanya Jose own this greyhound, sent across and has been racing very well for Adam Smithson. Transcendent, $3 into 245 and $5.50 into 380 for Hinto, last year's winner. Shorty, if you thought the first 3 were tough, this one here, I'll give you a gold medal if you can win this.
Well, I'm going to team up with a dog that's been very good to me on the way through, and that's My Anarchy Boy. This dog loves the Mandurah circuit. 14 starts, 9 wins, 2 seconds. Recent form, we haven't seen it since July. It was runner-up behind Hinto on that occasion. Prior to that was a winner here in 26.92. Anytime you're breaking 27, you're just airborne. Drawn down near the inside is certainly appropriate for My Anarchy Boy. And I just think off this freshen up, I've got a pretty sneaky suspicion that Adam would have seen this race coming up, given the dog a little freshen up. Every chance it'll come out in pretty good form tonight. I would expect it to sit handy, and in that capacity, My Anarchy Boy's going to be pretty hard to hold out. So 3 on top. Enormous respect for Transcendent. This, is, of course, was the dog that went into the WA Sprint Championship final as the favourite. I've just got one small concern. I think it's the travel factor. It trialled across there at Angle Park in, I think it was around 30 and 80 or 30 and 90. This dog, to be fair, if it was fit and well, I would expect it to have trialled around 30, 20.
He didn't travel at all.
No.
Destroyed his betting and everything. Did not want to be there.
And that's, so for me tonight, from box 6 for me to take $2.45, knowing that that's all in the recent history.
A couple of weeks ago, he's given probably 3 weeks he's had to settle back in. Yeah,
I just want to see it. I just want to see it at that price before I jump in. And from the draw, I love the dog. I'm not going to faint if it comes out and jogs in. He's a really smart type. I've got a lot of time for Transcendent. But just from the draw and what I know of that recent times, I just want to see it tonight. So I've got him for second. Number 8, Hinto, almost never misses from box number 8. Jesse, you're a bit of a stats bandit and a fairy floss man. What are the stats for Hinto off box 8?
14 starts, 3 wins and 10 minors, Shorty. So.
13 out of 14. It's not a bad hit rate, is it, from box number 8? So you've got to include number 8, Hinto. And then not much between 2, West on Smoky, and 4, Sunset Mirage. 3, 6, 8, you could almost bracket them. 3, 6, 8, next best 2 and 4.
I'll go 3, 6, 8 and 7 with number 3 in My Anarchy Boy on top. Experienced over this trip, 14 starts, 9 wins, 2 minors. Absolutely loves the 488 here at Mandurah. I think can get the job done. For second, number 6, Transcendent. Queries here on where he gets to. Sunset Nitro is a very quick beginner and might carve him in half early. So I've got him for second. For third, 8, Hinto. You talk about his box 8 record, Shorty, but look at his record at the track. 13 starts, 8 wins and 3 minors. Keep in mind they've all been in open class free-for-all company. For fourth, I'll throw in 7, Sunset Nitro, who could be up on speed early. 3, 6, 8, 7, race 8.
I think, look, Pete, just on Hinto, the dog, since the redeveloped Mandurah reopened, Hinto's probably one of the top 3 dogs in the state that has just loved the place and wasn't always the most reliable beginner, but since Mandurah reopened, he's begun really well in his races there.
Form to Cannington as well.
Exactly. So he's learned the box manners at Mandurah, but then transferred it to Cannington where he wasn't a great beginner, and he's been a better beginner there as well. So Mandurah in general, since the reopen's been great for Hinto, and he can sit handy from box 8, Pete. He's not like the old Hinto that you'd be relying on luck from running home from back in the field. He can probably sit top 3 or 4 here, and in that capacity, again, he's going to be really strong to the line.
Talk about maps, Shorty. I actually think it works in his favour and actually helps him with his box stats. So I'm putting him on top, number 8, Hinto. I think he gets the run of the race from out wide. I think there'll be a lot of cramping going into the corner. 6, Transcendent, I'll put in for second ahead of 3, Mainiki Boy. I don't have anything between the two of them. And 7, Sunset Nightjar. 8, 6, 3 and 7 in race number 8. Let's get a move on through these last few races. Race number 9 on the card. And here we see Cannon Stark comes out number 5. Jimmy's Jet, $1.60 into $1.40. Basically picks himself, doesn't he? He's won his last 3. He's a flying machine. 6, Unleashed Mayhem. 4, Little Bit Twisted. And 1, Water Ripper. 2, 6, 4 and 1. You can probably lock him away into multi, Shorty.
I hope so, Pete. Yeah, I stepped in when the markets opened with the Corpse, and I think he's just that sort of dog when he draws extreme in or extreme out. So I'm kind of talking 1, 2, 7, 8. It's very rare that the dog doesn't produce for you. It's just got that wonderful burst of speed that he just hunts through and makes his own luck. And I think we'll see that again tonight there from Jimmy's Jet. So 2 on top. From number 6, Unleashed Mayhem, racing in a really good patch of form for Crystal Shinners. 1, Water Ripper, can improve here off box number 1. And the 4, a little bit twisted. 2, 6, 1 and 4.
I'll go 2, 1, 6, 4, 2. Jimmy's Jet on top. It's a pretty trim quote there, but I think Water Ripper's a great value there at $7, $2.60 plus. I think he will run top 2. He's got a great record from box number 1. He's gone as quick as 22.02 in the past from the red. For third, number 6, Unleashed Mayhem. And for fourth, I'll throw in 4, Little Bit Twisted. 2, 1, 6, 4, race 9.
Race number 10, number 7's the Scratching. Number 2, Artist is the favourite currently. Jesse at $3.40.
I'm going to go with number 4, Sunset Viper on top. I thought it was a good run behind Imperial Sash last week from box 7. Steps into box 4. He's got some early toe here. I think he can land in a prominent position with the wide runners on his outside. For second, I'll throw in 2, Artist. For third, 5, Starter Pando. And for fourth, 8, Comfortably Numb. 4, 2, 5, 8, race 10.
Pretty keen here on number 2, Artist. This dog's bursting to win a race. I think it might have found its right race here. Since coming across to WA, it's run into some pretty nice fields along the way. I'll go back to a few runs, though, in particular. Behind Unleashed Mayhem, 5 back, runner-up in 22.51. There was also a really nice placing there behind Sunset Peppy in 22 and 53. Place 2 back behind Maximum Carnage. The dog's racing really well. Inside draw is suitable. This looks the right race. 2 on top, Artist. From number 6, Maximum Carnage. That win 2 back was really hot, and the dog, you could tell, was chasing really hard. With a bit of luck early, getting across can play a part. 4, Sunset Viper, respecting it. It's got the paw on the till. And number 8 in Comfortably Numb. 2, 6, 4 and 8.
Ben McLean with a winning double, I think it was on Wednesday. I'll continue on with his winning form and go Sunset Viper on top, number 4, 5, Startup Endo, number 2, Artist, and 8, Comfortably Numb, 4, 5, 2, 8 in race number 10. Race number 11, the favourite here is currently with number 4 Cup Model at $2.90. The reserves haven't been taken out. Cup Model I'll be putting on top. Shorty placed at her last 2. Good run behind Don't Tell Tasha last start when got it checked at an important point. 7, Prime Voltage has been chasing very well for Glenn Price over the shorts. Number 3, Jason Keeping, and 1, Horoscope, 4-7-3-1.
4, 7, 3 and 1 for Pete. I've also gone with a 4 on top here. Cup Model just looks a really nice race for this dog. It's been certainly knocking on the door in recent starts, and it does appear to have found the sort of race where it can be right up there and giving plenty of cheek. That 22.55 run 2 back, that'd get the job done here. So 4 on top. From number 8, Tick, Tick, Tick. This dog's at a couple of runs back now. It'll be strong to the line. 1, Horoscope, runs plenty of placings, and 6, Uncompromised. At a big price, I'll throw in 4 trifectas and first 4s. It's run 3rd, 4th and 4th at its last 3 starts. It's the $31 outsider, and it could be the dog that helps to jack up trifectas and first 4s here.
I'll go 8, 4, 3 and 7, 8, Tick, Tick, Tick on top. I think he strikes a really easier race after running in provincial class company. A lot of dogs who's stepping up from the 300 and a lot that really don't run a strong 400. So I think Tick, 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 can claim them late. For second, 4 Cut Model. For third, 3 Jason Keeping. And for fourth, I'll throw in 7 Prime Voltage. 8, 4, 3, 7, race 11.
And in the last, Such a Vibe is the favourite at $2.15. I'm going Max Capacity, who's at $2.30. I thought that he'd be able to get across from the wide draw. He's been placed his last 2 behind Premium Star and Sunset Lasso. 2 Such a Vibe. A greyhound always promises a lot. For third, number 1, Another James, and 8 Sneaky Pint. 7, 2, 1 and 8.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot between the top 3 here. I've gone with number 2, Such a Vibe on top. From number 1, Another James. Got a lot of time for this litter. Ian Bunny's doing a great job with them, and they continue to develop and win plenty of races. 7 Max Capacity has been trimming the market and not quite been able to deliver for the punters in recent starts. Hopefully tonight it gets a safe getaway and can be right there in the mix. And number 8, Sneaky Pint, 2178.
7, 2, 1, 8, 7 Max Capacity on top. I think the smaller field will definitely help. From 2 Such a Vibe, 1 Another James, 8 Sneaky Pint. 7, 2, 1, 8.
No Ryan Levitsky this morning, but he has sent through his selections. His best, race 3, number 6, and that is Seahorn. Race 6, number 2 each way in Curo, and race 8, number 7, race 8, number 7, Sunset Nightjar each way as well. So race 3, number 6 straight out, race 6, number 2 each way, race 8, number 7 each way, and then tomorrow night he has gone race 4, number 1, Gino Bravinsky each way, race 6, number 5, Sunset Comanche straight out, race 11, number 1, On Board straight out as well for Ryan Levitsky. Your best and a quaddie, please, Shorty.
Yes, Pete, my best 3 bets on the program are race 4, number 3, Chloe Ant. The price is gone for race 9, number 2, Jimmy's Jet, but I've already got it in my multi, so I'll be cheering for Jimmy's. And race 10, number 2, Artisan Artist, I think can run a good race around that 350 mark. Quaddie-wise, I'm going wide, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, leg 1, 1, 2, 6, 7, leg 2, 1, 4, 7, leg 3, home with 2, 3, 4, 6 and 8. That's $360 for a full unit. $36 will get you 10%. $18 will get you 5%. You can play for a small amount. I think there is definitely scope for some double-figure odds winners through the quaddie tonight, given the quality on the way through. Jesse, who do you like on the card?
I've gone race 2, number 4, Turk's Dream, the grey dropper. I think race 9, Water Ripper, is a ridiculous price for a place. And race 10, number 4, Sunset Viper. For a quaddie, we'll go 3, 6, 8 the first leg, 1, 2, 7 the second leg, 4 and 7 the third leg, 3, 6 and 8 in the final leg there, Pete.
All right, let's go across to a Saturday night program, big 13-race program, and we've got to get this through in about 17 minutes, so you boys are going to need to have your skates on. Race number 1, 8, 2, 5 and 1 for me. Unique Jasmine on top. A greyhound has been unplaced in all 3 starts over the distance, but I thought that she was the best of these, Shorty.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have to be the next Brett Lee to be winning this one, Pete. I really found it very challenging, to be honest, with no markets as well. You want to be shopping for value, point blank. If you want to have a bet in a race like this, you've got to have some form of value. What I've ended up doing is going with the power of David Hobby and just taking the punt on number 2, Detroit Manelli. Well-bred dogs, they generally put it together pretty quickly in the hobby camp. From greyhound number 1, Wanda Strager, 8, Unique Jasmine, and number 5, Aussie Tan, 2, 1, 8 and 5, race number 1.
I'll go 4, 2, 1, 8. You might get a price here for Aussie Bluff. Form isn't flash and the times aren't quick, but the first sectionals have been absolutely motoring. 6.24 would nearly lead to a free-for-all, so 4 on top from number 2, Detroit Manelli, 1, Wanda Strager, and 8, Unique Jasmine. 4, 2, 1, 8, race 1.
What about in race number 2, Jesse?
I will go 2, 3, 8 and 4 with 2 Mulfetta Abbey on top. It was a qualifying trial after requalifying 27.32. Get back, run on sort of dog, so you will be hoping that she lobs prominent early. For second, number 8, Dadalini Manelli there. Third, number 3, King Kuna, and 4, Speed Sheller. 2, 8, 3 and 4, race 2.
Now, we better sort this one out, because between you two gentlemen, you're both going to be calling this dog a bit. What are we going to go with? Ditalini Manelli?
Ditalini Manelli.
Ditalini Manelli.
That's
Ditalini.
Yeah. I get to call him on debut.
There you go. So that's what we'll roll with. Ditalini.
So good race callers normally go back and listen to the previous race caller. So if they stuff it up, I'm going to be calling it Ditalini Manelli.
Do you know, is it generally there's a theme to these litters that they have?
It's pasta, isn't it?
Could well be. Cannelloni, Lini, like those sorts of things. Yeah, you could be onto something there, Jesse. Ditalini.
Yeah, it's pasta.
Well, Pete, you've got that heritage. Have you not heard of it before?
I'm Irish. I was married to her. Thanks for bringing back the memory, Shorty.
Oh, Pete. But I heard you were a gun in the kitchen with the...
Yeah, no, it's pasta.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
beautiful. So we'll go
Like
with
a tube pasta.
tube pasta.
Ditalini it'll be.
All right. Oh,
Ditalini. Ditalini Manelli.
I like it when you get all Italian on me there, all Mario style. So I'll go with number 8, Ditalini Manelli on top. It's going to get a bit of room out there, and clearly the dog's got its share of ability from the greyhound that Jesse's got on top. Number 2, Molfetta Abbey. As he said, that trial was very good. It's just a matter of bringing that to the races. Number 4, Speed Sheller, is certainly got its paw on the till, closing in on that maiden win. And one for the Chili man there, King Cooner. It's right in the mix as well. Won't be betting into it. I'll be watching and looking forward to the call. Now, Pete, 8, 2, 4 and 3.
I'll go 2, 8, 3 and 4, Molfetta Abbey on top in race number 2. Let's go to race number 3 where we have a market up, and Kisses for Ruby is the favourite currently at $3.60. I'm going for one that's each way odds here in West on Kaiser, a greyhound who has been placed at 2 of his last 3. He doesn't mind wide draws. His victory came from box number 6, and I thought his runs recently have been full of merit. The run going back 3 starts ago from an inside draw behind Premium Star was very, very good, and then last start got an early check and still ran on well. Number 8 for second, Go Seek Francine. I think is ideally drawn out wide. Number 6, Kisses for Ruby, has been impressive at her last 2 and trained by the master. 4 Racing Ruby, 7, 8, 6 and 4. Is your dad winning this race, Jesse?
I'm quietly confident here with Kisses for Ruby. She did something that she's not usually known for, and coming from behind last week when defeating Gil Hill by a length on the line. Before then, won a maiden in 27.35. So form on the board, she's usually pretty quick out early, so I think she can lob here pretty prominently. From number 2 in Zipping Luke is going to be a get-back run-on sort of dog. For third, 7 in West on Kaiser, and for fourth, I will throw in 8, Go Seek Francine. 6, 2, 7 and 8.
Yeah, I'll also be aboard the Kisses for Ruby bandwagon. Bought me undone last week with Rapido Jedi as my best bet for the weekend, and Kisses for Ruby just point-blank beat it off the park. So respecting it, you live and learn as a punter. 1 week I'll learn my lesson. I'll roll with it this time round, and hopefully Kisses for Ruby runs a similar race. If it does, it'll be very hard to beat. 6 from 2 Zipping Lewick. It'll be nowhere in the early parts of the races, but it'll be charging home late. 7 West on Kaiser, as Pete alluded to, very consistent dog. And 4 in Racing Barbie, never far from the action. 6, 2, 7, 4.
Now, Girl Hill, and so 3 and 8, so Sight and Sound early scratchings out of race number 4 on the program, take note. So 3 and 8 have already come out. The 9 and 10 will go to start, but from what box we'll find out tomorrow morning. The favourite is with number 7, Firefly Lane, Shorty at $3.10.
This is a very good race. I'm teaming up with the red dog here, Gino Bravinsky. A nice effort to be placed going back a couple of starts ago behind West on Cole. Has been placed 1 of 2 from the inside. I just think this dog's got a lot of upside, Gino Bravinsky, and from the good draw, wouldn't be at all surprised to see it run a nice race here. So I'll be with it on an each-way basis, Gino Bravinsky. From greyhound number 6, Hector Hunter. The draw's a little bit sticky here, but if this was just solo trial time, then you'd be with number 6 because Hector Hunter can really run along. It's gone as quick as 27.28. If it gets luck in transit, it'll be certainly right there in the mix. 7 Firefly Lane is another greyhound that's still improving with each start, but you have to respect what it's done to this point of its career. And number 2, Zinc, is a must include for trifecta first 4 players. It has run 3rd, 4th, 3rd at its last few. Jesse, I know you like to rove it and throw it into your trifectas and first 4s. Zinc's always hitting the line. I'll go 1, 6, 7, 2.
Yeah, I think he might be the first ever 100 start novice dog. I'm going 7, 6, 4 and 2. 7 Firefly Lane on top. I think Shane Trainer found this one at $10 last week, Firefly Lane. So
18s into 10s.
Oh, there you go. So at least he's honest. Firefly Lane on top from 6 Hector Hunter. 4 Ballistic Bliss was a good maiden winner. And at 2 Zinc, 7, 6, 4, 2, race 4.
You let me know. About 10 times. I think he'd had about 10. What's he drink? Bourbon?
He likes the white cans. The Jim Beam is his poison of choice. Did he let you know before or after the race, though, Pete? That's the key.
After. He sent me about 23 text messages.
After's not going to help anyone, is it?
No.
It's on the Tab Touch blog.
Yeah, it's on the blog.
I know.
And it's on the app as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still, you got to give him a click where you can. It's nice to hear from him pre-race.
Yeah.
Hey, Pete,
he's not modest like you, Shorty. Just, tips winner after winner after winner, Shorty, and you don't hear about it. But, yeah, anyway.
Train, there's a little bit of little bit of trumpet activity.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I've tipped Hector Hunter on top, a greyhound who has run that quick time. I know that 2 victories have come from the inside draw, so that is a concern, but I don't know, something about this greyhound I like, and Morgan Turner's team have been in good form. 7, Firefly Lane for second, 4, Ballistic Bliss, and 1, Gino Bravinsky, 6, 7, 4, 1 in race number 4. Race number 5, equal favourites, Hurricane Taylor and All About Stone, both at $3.20. All About Stone for David Hobby. Really nice win from a similar draw last start. A greyhound who was well supported in a few starts recently and can be costly, but I think you'll get your money tonight. Number 1 for second, Hurricane Taylor, yet to win in 12 starts here at this Mandurah circuit and has yet to win in 7 starts from box 1, but I think he's got a lot of upside. Shortte and 4, Chef's Kiss, 3, 1, 2 and 4.
Good race. 3 on top, All About Stone, racing really well for Dave Hobby from number 1, Hurricane Taylor. This is the sort of race that could absolutely bob up. 5, Fancy That Fred. If it gets the start right, can give a lot of cheek here, and 6, Shy Emoji will be very strong to the line. 3, 1, 5, 6, but quick spoiler alert for the quaddie. I'm taking the field. I thought almost anything could win here, Jesse, and it could be a bit messy early on. How do you see it?
Well, I'm with Fancy That Fred on top in a race where there's a lot of unknowns. He'll be leading. That's the only known. Run some really nice seconds and thirds over the 400 metres. He just not overly strong over the 488, but I think he made the Mandurah Derby final earlier in the year. So Fancy That Fred on top. From 3, All About Stone, 1, Hurricane Taylor, and 2, Shortte. 5, 3, 1, 2, race 5.
Race number 6 on the program, All About Coal, is the favourite, currently quoted $1.90. 50 years of racing, the John Carmody, the late John Carmody, and he trained the first ever winner at the new Mandurah track, Shorty, at the Mandurah track when it was first built. John Carmody.
Legend of the sport. Lovely man, Pete. From the moment I was involved in the sport from the get-go, he always made me feel incredibly welcome. He did a lot with a puppy club to raise money for charity. And, of course, his beautiful wife in Di Carmody continues on the legacy, and she's doing a great job.
What was the dog called?
Oh, the puppy club dog?
No, the first ever winner at Mandurah.
Oh, wow, you got me there.
Nicky, something like that.
Nicky Ninny.
Nicky Ninny.
There you go.
Were you born then, Shorty?
What year?
79?
I was 4 years old, Pete.
There you go.
Yeah.
You would have been doing the form then.
A few years away.
Okay.
For me, I love this. What price is Sunset Comanche here?
Sunset Comanche is $2.30.
Yeah, happy to be with it and make it one of the best bets on the program. Enormous respect for All About Cole, who's going so well for Darren Rowe and likes to use a bit of the track. So the wide draw is good, but I have a massive opinion of Sunset Comanche. Really strong dog. I just think it'll be potentially really charging home late and getting over the top of All About Cole. I don't think there'll be a stack between them, but I'll go with a better price with the 5 Sunset Comanche from 8 All About Cole. 2 Coco Shimmer's a really nice stayer in the making. It'll run really well here. And number 4, Stevie Manelli, 5, 8, 2, 4.
Same numbers, slightly different order. 8, 5, 2 and 4. 8 All About Cole on top from a draw he really likes. From number 5, Sunset Comanche. 2 in Coco Shimmer and 4 Stevie Manelli, 8, 5, 2, 4, race 6.
Yeah, Fairy Floss King, All About Cole, 3 from 5 from box number 8. Not that you get to see him jumping out of the 652-metre boxes from the caller's box because it's under the grandstand, but he'll be jumping quick, Shorty, and he'll be leading throughout and winning. 8 on top. From 5, Sunset Comanche, your special. 2, Coco Shimmer. 4, Stevie Manelli. 8, 5, 2 and 4 in race number 6. Race number 7, Ned's the favourite. $2.25 into $1.95. Ooh, surprising move there. Our boy Doug, I'm going. A greyhound who's got a good record over this distance, good record from inside draws. I'll put Ned in for second. For third, I'll put in number 3, Watch Me, and 7, Ruby's Rocket. Good race, this one. 6, 1, 3, 7. Scratching of number 8, Solid Tank.
What were the numbers for you, Pete?
2, 1, 3, 7.
2, 1, 3 and 7. I've gone with Ned with the inside draw to play a part here. Has gone as quick as 16.76, and it's a dog that is really on the up. Gee, Rod Noden's doing a great job with his team at the moment. He's knocking up with winners right, left and centre, and I think Ned can be another one for him on Saturday night. From 8, Solid Tank. Has to get across them, but it's got that good early pace.
Shorty.
Oh, the 8's out, Solid Tank.
Yep.
Okay, so we then move up the order. Number 2, our boy Doug. It will then be number 7, Ruby's Rocket. If I'm not mistaken, this is another dog that does appreciate the box as well. Is that right, Jesse?
Yeah, it likes to be middle of the wide track. Look at the box 5 record. It's outstanding. It's one of the mysteries of racing. It's had 13 starts from box 5 for 7 wins.
Wow, that's an outrageous number, isn't it? But still pretty handy from box number 7. Placed all 6 starts from box number 7. Ruby's Rocket. I think it will be again here. And 3, Watch Me. It'll be getting up the track. That should allow 1 and 2 really good runs. 1, 2, 7, 3.
I'll go 1, 4, 7, 2. 1 Ned on top. From number 4 in Go See Katoni, probably known over further, but it's probably got more than enough ability to drop back and win over the 300 metres. For third, number 7 Ruby's Rocket, and for fourth, I'll throw in 2 Our Boy Doug. 1, 4, 7, 2. Race 7.
Final leg of the Quaddie West on Miley's the favourite at $3, Jesse.
I've gone with 1 Loki Hook on top. I thought it was a nice run last week behind Imperial Sash as well. Ran a quick 10.72 run home. There's a fair bit of early speed in this race, so I think he can lob on the fence here with some of these dogs who are probably more noted for their 300 metre form. For second, 2 Hopeland. He's probably going to be the early leader. I think we'll tire late. For third, number 8 West on Marley, coming off a good win last week, on Wednesday over the 300 metres. And for fourth, 5 Cherry Blue. 1, 2, 8, 5, race 8.
I've gone the red on top here. Loki Hook, 1 start from the draw for 1 win. 4 starts from box 2, 3 wins and a second. This dog loves it down near the fence, and it can actually step when it draws this inside marble. So I'll go with 1 Loki Hook on top. From number 8, West on Miley. I thought that greyhound number 5, Cherry Blue, just needs to get the start right, but it's certainly capable on its night. And then you can make a case for a heap of others. 2 Hopeland, 6 Raven Classified, 7 Rosie Brown will all be in my wider trifecta's first 4s, 1, 8, 5, 2.
And I'll go 2, 1, 8 and 5 Hopeland on top for Cody Charles in race number 8. Let's go to race number 9 on the program. Equal favourites, Apache Havoc and Imperial Sash. Well, going on the fact that Imperial Sash hadn't been worked for 23 months and needed the run last week, Shorty, gee whiz, you'd think he'd be a good thing tonight?
I think that it's a good Quinella, 1 and 2 here, Apache Havoc and Imperial Sash. I had almost nothing between them, and just with Apache Havoc drawn the inside here, it can get off the track, so it may leave Imperial Sash an opportunity to roll under late. It's almost a bracket job here, 1 and 2, but I'll be playing novelties with them at the top end of play. From number 8, Kenya Kraken, and 7, Butter Me Up, 1, 2, 8, 7.
I'll go 1, 2, 8 and 3. 1 Apache Havoc on top, just from the draw. Loves box number 1. He's got a lot of early speed. From 2 Imperial Sash. For third, number 8 Kenya Kraken, and 3 Bundigi. 1, 2, 8 and 3, race 9.
I'll go 1, 2, 8 and 7 Apache Havoc on top of Imperial Sash as well. Race number 10 on the program. Good to have All Talk Engineering sponsoring greyhound racing in Western Australia as well. And we've also got Sires on Ice who have come on board, so good to see a couple of new sponsors. Premium Star's been impressive recently, Shorty, currently $1.90 favourite.
Yeah, and made it one of the better bets on the card. Pete should be winning, really just bursting with confidence. It's really come on of late. From number 1, All About Rock, 4 Custard Manelli in this grade. It's going to be very dangerous. And 7 Tier Tremor, 2, 1, 4, 7.
I'll go 2, 4, 7, 6, 2 Premium Star on top. From 4 Custard Manelli, 7 Tier Tremor, and 6 Maximum Kuna should be improving. He is a very talented chaser on his night. 2, 4, 7, 6, race 10.
Good to see Kevin Dover with another nice dog again. Premium Star to make it 4 in a row. From 1, All About Rock, who's ideally drawn. For third, number 4, Custard Manelli, and 7 Tier Tremor, 2, 1, 4, 7, race number 10. Race number 11 on the program, no market, up 4, 1, 7 and 6 for me. Ripon Serena, greyhound, who was a nice winner over the 300 metres 2 starts ago, and I think she's actually better than these. Number 1 on board, I'll put in for second, ahead of 7 Michigan Mia, and 6 Yaki Express, 4, 1, 7 and 6.
I'll go 1, 5, 7, 4 here. 1 on top on board from the draw for Chris Hulse. From 5, You Got Me, racing well for Yongi Price. 7, Michigan Mia can improve. And 4, Ripon Serena, 1, 5, 7, 4. If you like the 4, though, Pete, when the train's away, generally his dogs do find a few lengths.
That's what I thought.
I'll go 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 Ripon Serena on top. From 1 on board. 2 Trendy Dingo could improve, and 3 Common View is always thereabouts. 4, 1, 2, 3, race 11.
It'd always be interesting for the integrity department to actually inspect the Shane Train's kennels, because he's never there.
He's got good help, though, I will say that, and that's why the dogs do go so well. Jay's basically taught him everything he knows. She does a wonderful job, so he's in good hands. While he's away, she does a phenomenal job.
What about in the second last, Shorty? No market up again. I'll go 7, 1, 5 and 4. Jamie Marsh will be looking forward to race number 12. I think he gets a winner here. Aussie Gem looked like it was her race last week, and she was beaten again by Farmer Russell, but I think that Saturday night will be her night. 7, 1, 5 and 4.
It may be, but it's likely to come up really trim again here, and I can't step into a dog that just keeps getting silver medals and keeps opening up odds on. So I wish Jamie all the best, and she's going to earn a lot of money for her connections, but that last little bit really does test out Aussie Gem. I'll go 1 on top, Power Yoshi. From 7, Aussie Gem, the logical threat. 4 in Osprey Wizard, and 5, Stu McFly. 1, 7, 4 and 5.
I'll go 7, 1, 5, 8, 7 Aussie Gem on top. From 1, Power Up Yoshi, 5, Stu McFly, and 8, Souljacker. 7, 1, 5, 8, race 12.
And in the 13th, I'll go 5, 8, 6 and 1 over the 300 metres. Taming the Tiger's got a good record for Kirsty Moore, and I think that she can take out the last.
Oh, so what were those numbers? 5,
8, 6, 1.
8, 6 and 1. I've got 5 on top. Taming the Tiger. Good luck to you, Kirsty. This looks a really nice race for this dog. If it can nail the start, I think it'll be too slick for them. From number 4, Thumbs Up Noah. It's been a good money spinner for Dave Brown. Greyhound number 8, Aeroplane Ricky, now back from Darwin. It'll continue to improve with each run. And number 1, Pop's Pocket, 5, 4, 8, 1.
I'll go 4, 5, 8, 7. Bit of confidence here with Thumbs Up Noah, who has been racing in free-for-all company. From 5, Taming the Tiger. 8 in Aeroplane Ricky, and 7 Slingshot Cooper. And good to see the last has been brought forward from last week, Pete.
Well, that's until it gets put back. Don't forget, if you've got the touch this spring carnival season, you can win your very own Melbourne Cup carnival experience, including flights to Melbourne, 6 nights accommodation, and entry to the Victorian Derby, the Melbourne Cup days at Flemington. And you can go along with you and a mate. Shorty, I'll ask you and Jesse who you'd take with the TAB to be in the chance to win. All you need to do is head into your local TAB agency and fill in the necessary coupons. Who would you take?
I would. So where it's Melbourne Carnival. I would take. Goodness me, somebody that's that can take us, has got stamina and comes out till late. So the train probably gets a berth. Last time I went to Melbourne with you, I'm still having flashbacks. It must have been okay. So you'd probably get a berth, and we'll round out the team. I'll bring Jesse along on the tour
Good
as well.
experience for him.
I think that could be the making of the young fella.
Who would you take, Jess?
Oh, the thing is, I'm absolutely petrified of airplanes, so I don't think I could travel over there. I'd have to drive.
You can drive.
Well, you can get the train.
Take the train.
Yeah.
What's your best? What's your best in a quaddie tonight?
Race 1,
Saturday.
Race 1, number 4, Aussie Bluff. Race 5, number 5, Fancy That Fred at Place. And race 8, number 1, Loki Hook will be winning. Quaddie will go field the first leg, 5 and 8 the second leg, 1, 2, 4 the third leg, and 1 and 8 the final leg. What about yourself, Shorty?
For me, I'll be going with better bets on the card. Race 6, number 5, Sunset Comanche with a 5 and 8 Quinella. That looks a good thing. Race 9, number 1, Apache Havoc with a 1 and 2 Quinella. And then race 10, number 2, Premium Star. Quaddie-wise, field leg 1, 5 and 8 leg 2, 1, 2, 3, 7 leg 3. Home with 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good luck to everyone playing along on Saturday night.
And the fact that he doesn't like flying, Shorty, you'll never be able to get him on the Tab Touch Greyhound jet set.
No,
Jesse.
we might be able to see if we can get some quells for him, but fortunately,
Train me in.
We'll do it with we'll just knock you out and then put you on the plane, and when you wake up, you're there. That could be the way to go.
No, it'll be fine.
Good luck to everyone tonight there at Mandurah, Pete. This is such a special series. These 4 heats of the Mandurah Cup are first class. So good luck to everyone tonight that's got runners, and to everyone having a punt, go get them.
And the jet set?
Jet set this afternoon, catching up with all of our regulars. The trains over in Adelaide. Oh, his 2 dogs too. I just wanted to pass that on to the listeners. Trialled very well. Sean Matheson sent through to me. So just to keep it in perspective, we saw Miss Envy go 30-23, I think it was, when she trialled across there. And Iconic Jet last night went within 0.01 of that. And his other dog, Rippin' Moses, went 30 and 42. So they've both trialled really well for the SA Derby heats. Next Thursday night there at Angle Park, and there may well be a few other sandgropers heading there. I know if Steve Shinners has a couple of his dogs have no luck tonight, he may well jump on the plane and have another crack across there in South Australia.
Good on you, boys. Enjoy your greyhound racing. It is a massive night of greyhound racing this evening at Tab Touch Park, Mandurah. Really looking forward to that.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.